Welcome to Gemma Movie Recap. Today, we will recap the storyline of Extraction from 2020. But before we start, please support our channel by subscribing and click the bell icon for future notifications. Now, let's start. The opening scene of Extraction features Tyler Rake, a former special operations soldier, carrying out his assignment on a bridge in Bangladesh. Tyler seemed to have numerous wounds all over his body after a shootout with the robbers. He started having trouble walking as well because his leg was shot. The scene then shifts back in time to a high school in India at a previous point in time. A boy named Ovi Mahajan was observed traveling in a fancy automobile with his mates after he got home from school. Ovi didn't head home right away. He made the effort to play with his pals. Saju, the chief of security and his guardian, reprimands Ovi as a result. Ovi turns out to be the son of an Indian drug lord, so his safety and security are always Saju's priority. However, even though Ovi lives with a lot of wealth, he does not necessarily feel happy because his father always limits his association with his friends. One night, Ovi sneaks out of the house secretly to have fun with his friends at a nightclub. At the party, he and his friend go to the garage to have a smoke. Several corrupt police officers then appeared in front of them and shot his friend, killing him immediately. After that, the police kidnapped Ovi. The next day, Saju visits Ovi's father, who was serving his sentence in prison in Mumbai, India. Saju immediately informs about Ovi's kidnapping to his father, who is very angry with Saju for failing to carry out his duty to protect his son. Ovi's father, who is unwilling to pay the ransom because it will damage his reputation, commands Saju to find his son and makes threats to kill Saju's own son if he does not comply. They lack the funds to pay the ransom or engage a special forces unit to save Ovi because Ovi's father is imprisoned and all of his assets are frozen. Ovi's father, though, seems unconcerned about it as he persists in pleading with Saju to act quickly to save his son. Saju then discusses the matter with his wife, where he tells her that he can hire someone to save Ovi, even though the fee is quite expensive. With the limited funds they have, Saju intends to carry out a plan so that he can save Ovi and not have to spend more. The scene then changes to show Tyler and his friends having fun somewhere in Australia. Tyler then dives into a lake below by leaping from a cliff. He didn't appear on the lake surface right away. He decided to stop briefly at the bottom of the lake, holding his breath and thinking back on his history. When Tyler arrived back at his house, he noticed that a helicopter had landed in the yard and that Nick Khan, a stunning woman, was there waiting for him. Tyler's handler and partner is Nick. Nick says they got on a mission to save the son of an Indian drug lord, Ovi Mahajan, who was kidnapped some time ago. Ovi's kidnapper is known as Amir Asif, a Bangladeshi crime lord who is a rival to Ovi's father. According to information, Ovi is being held in Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hearing the name Dhaka, Tyler was reminded of his colleague named Gasper, who also lived in the city. Nick says that Gasper has retired. Tyler gets ready to carry out his mission once Nick departs. Saju, on the other hand, is getting ready to travel to Dhaka, Bangladesh. After arriving at Dhaka, Tyler and Nick brief their teammates, considering every option to save Ovi and forecasting the actions of Amir Asif's soldiers. Tyler is approached by Amir's goons while on a task, and he is then brought somewhere right away. The captors of Ovi beg Tyler to display the money. However, Tyler wanted to confirm that Ovi was still alive and well. After showing Ovi in a safe condition, they then urge Tyler to give the ransom. At the same time, one of Tyler's comrades, who is a skilled sniper, shoots several of Ovi's kidnappers, allowing Tyler to break free and kill the other kidnappers. Ovi was then set free by Tyler, who took the child away from the scene right away. The focus shifts to Amir Asif gathering some of the young men who were allegedly accused of stealing from him. Even though he has not been found guilty, one of the lads was dropped from the roof of a building. Thereafter, Amir gave one of the lads, Farhad, the order to have 2 of his fingers amputated because he had been caught stealing. Colonel Rashid, the local police chief, went to Amir at the same moment to inform him that Ovi had escaped. Learning of Ovi's escape, Amir orders Colonel Rashid to initiate an immediate lockdown of Dhaka, securing all bridges and travel points out of the city. Turning back to Tyler, who was about to take Ovi to the pickup point, he paused to change his clothes and prepare his combat weapons while his colleagues were preparing to pick up Tyler and Ovi. On the other hand, Ovi would soon be picked up and securely returned to India, so Nick and her teammates called Ovi's father's goons and told them to pay up the amount right away. Nick requests that the money be transferred within the next 7 minutes. While Tyler and Ovi were being transported, one of Tyler's teammates suddenly attacked them. The sharpshooter and several of Tyler's teammates also passed away. In another area, Ovi's father's goons purposefully failed to transfer the payments, leading Nick and her teammates to eventually understand they have been duped. It turned out that Saju was the perpetrator of the assault on Tyler's teammates. He was forced to do this because they did not have enough funds to pay Tyler and his team. Saju kills Tyler's teammates and tries to kill him so he can save Ovi himself. At the same time, Colonel Rashid managed to find out where Tyler and Ovi were and immediately mobilized his men to hunt them down.
No.
Tyler then tries to avoid Saju's attack while saving himself and Ovi from the attacks of Colonel Rashid's men. In a firefight against Colonel Rashid's henchmen, Saju then appears and attacks Tyler, leading them to engage in hand-to-hand combat. Due to the chaotic situation, a car suddenly crashes into Tyler, so Saju immediately flees from there to save Ovi. He arrived just in time before Colonel Rashid's henchmen caught up and were about to take the boy away. But then, Tyler came and hit Saju's body with a truck. He then told Ovi to get into the truck and they rushed away from there. When arriving at a fairly deserted road, Tyler then asked Ovi to jump out while the truck would be directed to hit something and catch fire. Tyler did it on purpose to eliminate traces. On the other hand, Saju is still alive and lost track of trying to catch Tyler and Ovi. Amir, who is aware that Ovi has not been located, gives Colonel Rashid the order to round up all of his troops to hunt down Ovi and kill Tyler. Tyler phones Nick while on the run and informs her of the circumstance. Tyler learns about Saju through Nick, who also served in the Special Forces. After that, Tyler is taken outside the city by helicopter, and Nick instructs him to leave Ovi behind because the contract is now void. But Tyler won't let go of Ovi because he can't bear to think about his own son, who he abandoned because he couldn't bear to see him suffer from lymphoma any longer. On the other hand, Saju, who is seriously injured, calls his wife to inform her of his condition and asks her to take their son as far as possible if he fails to save Ovi. Turns back to Tyler, who refuses to leave Ovi. The location of the bridge's extract point, where the chopper would pick them up, was then revealed to him. After getting away from Saju and the dishonest tactical units and cops on Asif's payroll, Tyler battles a group of lads led by Farhad, a teenage criminal trying to win Asif over. Tyler makes contact with Gasper, a former teammate who now resides in Dhaka, and he arranges for him and Ovi to spend the evening hiding out at Gasper's house. Tyler realizes something is wrong and finally finds out that Gasper had worked with Amir Asif. Gasper reveals that Amir has placed a $10 million bounty on Ovi, which he offers to share if Tyler allows him to kill Ovi. Tyler naturally declined the offer, and the two then engaged in a violent altercation. When Tyler is in a desperate situation and Gasper is about to murder him, Ovi appears out of nowhere and shoots him. Tyler then contacts Saju, and the two of them ultimately decide to cooperate in order to safely remove Ovi from the city of Dhaka. As a disguised Saju and Ovi pass through a bridge checkpoint, Tyler intends to draw attention away from them. He then follows to cover their escape. The next day, Tyler starts shooting at Colonel Rashid's men to distract him from Saju and Ovi, who try to escape by car. On the other hand, Nick has also prepared with her weapons to help Tyler save Ovi. Arriving at the bridge, Colonel Rashid's men were apparently already waiting there and noticed Saju's disguise. A shootout is inevitable, with Saju trying to protect Ovi while he fights Colonel Rashid's men. Amir witnesses the intense battle on the bridge when he is elsewhere while using binoculars. Then he gives Colonel Rashid the order to send more troops to the bridge to obstruct Ovi's rescue attempt. Tyler pursues Saju and Ovi to the bridge after killing all of Colonel Rashid's soldiers in the street. To assist Tyler, Nick and her surviving mercenaries approach from the other side of the bridge. Additionally, they fought valiantly against Colonel Rashid's men, who had a helicopter at their disposal. Nick is finally able to bring down the helicopter, but the attack is immediately countered by Colonel Rashid, who tries to bring down the helicopter belonging to the extraction team carrying Tyler and Ovi. Colonel Rashid even managed to shoot Saju, killing him, before finally being subdued by Nick, who shot him from a distance when he was about to shoot Tyler. Tyler strives to save Ovi despite severe physical damage to his body and tells him to head straight for the chopper that the extraction crew has just landed. He also kills Colonel Rashid's soldiers by himself at the same moment. Farhad shoots Tyler in the neck as a seriously hurt Tyler tries to follow Ovi to the helicopter. After Tyler realizes Ovi is safe, he falls into the river while thinking about his baby. Finally, Ovi, Nick, and the extraction team are able to flee to safety in Mumbai. 8 months later, Ovi is seen getting ready to enter the school swimming pool after returning to class. He jumps into his school swimming pool to practice holding his breath, mirroring the scene where Tyler was introduced. On the other hand, Amir encounters Nick Khan in a restroom, who promptly shoots her. As the movie comes to a close, Ovi emerges to find a man who looks a lot like Tyler watching him. Thank you for watching and see you next time.